Let me show you 57 pictures of amazing vintage video game ads from the 1980s and 1990s.
This extended photo collection displays memorable old ads that run in gaming magazines in the 1980s and 1990s and show how radically different the video games were advertised 40 years ago. This was the time when people used to get the gaming news from magazines, which were usually a few weeks old by the time a new issue hit shelves. By looking at these ads, it is clear that many advertisers didn't really understand how to relate to gamers, especially when the video games market start to mature. Tech Corp camp, goofiness, and the constant subtext that all video game players are immature teenage boys overflowed from the strange ad spots of the era. The result was a sometimes amazing, sometimes sad, and sometimes downright weird. In the early 1980s, arcade games were a vibrant industry. The arcade video game industry in the US alone was generating $5 billion of revenue annually in 1981, and the number of arcades doubled between 1980 and 1982. In 1982, Pac-Man Fever charted on the Billboard Hot 100 charts and Tron became a cult classic. The market was also flooded with too many consoles and too many poor quality games, elements that would contribute to the collapse of the entire video game industry in 1983. By 1983, the video game bubble created during the Golden Age had burst, and several major companies that produced computers and consoles had gone into bankruptcy. Some computer companies adopted aggressive advertising strategies to compete with gaming consoles and to promote their educational appeal to parents as well. Home computers also allowed motivated users to develop their own games, and many notable titles were created this way, such as Jordan Mechner's Karateka, which he wrote on an Apple II while in college. In the late 1980s, IBM PC compatibles became popular as gaming devices, with more memory and higher resolutions than consoles, but lacking in the custom hardware that allowed the slower console systems to create smooth visuals.
If you like this video, do subscribe.